Very good question, and as you can see, our show theme is Imagine, Achieve. Anything that you can imagine, Avid can help you achieve. And one of the key themes underneath that is the concept of asset-based workflow, file-based workflow. But we are starting now to invoke the term asset-based workflow because that talks about the value of the content that's being created and how you continually reuse it and repurpose it. And we have a number of announcements that flow from that. Now, the first one is Interplay Central. The first one is Interplay Sphere. And Interplay Sphere is really a game changer. What this is the ability now for an editor to have a full-featured editing experience and a full workgroup connected experience from anywhere. All a journalist or an editor needs is a laptop, an internet connection, and a camera, and they literally are connected completely to the workgroup. What we've done with Interplay Sphere is enabled upload to happen, proxy or high-res, or both proxy and high-res from a laptop computer. For instance, now you could acquire the local footage in the laptop. They could start editing. As they start editing, as soon as they save, even if they're not finished, that material starts to upload to the Interplay production server. It's automatically checked in. They also have real-time access to proxy material from the server, so they can incorporate in their story any material from the central server or from any Interplay production server anywhere and finish that story. And as I said, you can send proxies first, so if it's like a breaking news story and you have let's say if you do have a 4G connection, those proxies will arrive much faster than real time, and then that can be followed by high res if you wish. So a lot of implications certainly for news, definitely for sports and events, and a number of different things. So it really means that production now can really be virtual. You just need a place where you can have a central server and storage, and really people can be out, remote locations all the time. And I touched, so I talked about Interplay Sphere, Interplay Central. By contrast, we introduced last year. That is about lightweight applications for producers, assistants, journalists, etc., to be able to use in a web UI that's very flexible. And we've taken that forward this year also with a new iPad application, a new iPad viewing application for that, new tools for the journalists and logging capability, and really increase the number of clients that can run on an Interplay Central system. So moving that forward as well. Both cloud-based kind of themes. And I think game changers that kind of go to that NAB show theme. Another interesting announcement that I think also resonates on that theme is that everyone needs to reach multiple screens these days, but the production process, the video production process that is in place, does not connect with web publishing and video platform publishing and transcoding. So it's a number of steps that are handled by a dedicated team, and very often that's a bottleneck and so forth. And we hear this as a pain point from many, many customers. It's just not, the process could be much better. So what we're doing at the show is showing a reference solution called multi-platform distribution, Avid multi-platform distribution. And as I said, it's a reference solution. What we're doing is showing how the web service interfaces of iNews and Interplay Production can be used with industry off-the-shelf middleware to connect with web content management systems, with transcoding systems, with video and platform and so forth, and enable, let's say, a journalist to create the story once and themselves publish to all those platforms simultaneously. So we're making all the connections with those systems, and we're orchestrating the workflow. And we're preserving metadata, not just one direction, but bidirectionally. So you can get web content metadata back into an iNews system, for instance. Now, this is the reason this problem has been so hard is because there's so much variation in all these systems, many different web content management systems and so forth, and transcoders. So we're saying that this is something that can be done today. Tools are in place, systems are in place, Avid Professional Services is available to work with customers to implement a solution that's exactly right for their environment, and they can work with them on the implementation of it too. So those are the key points about multi-platform distribution. As well, content, the expansion of content and versioning, and just the velocity of production is driving storage quite a bit. So we have increased the capacity of our flagship ISIS 7000 system to a great extent. We have doubled the amount of storage that you can have in the existing footprint. We have introduced a new storage blade for that system that is twice the capacity, 4 terabytes. We've also doubled the number of ISIS engines that you can have in a single system. An engine consists of 16 of these storage blades. So that is a quadrupling of storage capacity, online storage capacity, just compared to where we were 6 months ago. And if you have an Interplay production system with the new 2.6 Interplay production version that we're announcing at the show, you can now for the first time have 3 instances of ISIS, not 1. And that means you can search across 3 separate ISIS systems, which could be as much as 4.6 terabytes petabytes as of today. Not only that, but we have introduced a new ISIS solution. We've expanded the family to include nearline storage with the announcement of ISIS 2000. This is a high-density, lower-cost system for not for online editing, but that's suitable for keeping material nearby. Proxies, so forth, can be browsed directly off this storage, and it really expands, really gives production content producers more options in terms of how they can more optimally manage their online storage. They can keep material that they don't have to have for online, but they want nearby, like past seasons of a show, or sports seasons, or what have you, or libraries of content, or proxies of everything that is in the archive in a much more cost-effective way nearby. So we think that's significant. We also have introduced the Airspeed 5000 server for both, so complementing the ingest and playback aspects of end-to-end production. And Airspeed 5000, completely new design. We've expanded the chassis. We've put 4 times more storage in it, 8 terabytes. Still a very tightly integrated component for an end-to-end production workflow. Higher availability now, so that it's able to work in master control or transmission kind of operation. But also we've expanded the flexibility of that server to work with non-Avid environments, and we have FTP workflows with any editor. It doesn't have to be Avid. So a broadcaster or a post house could start very small if they just have a need for kind of a standalone server and want to grow.